I'm still here in the diner. The whole place smells even more like death. Couple of cute women with their terrible children, they're still sitting in the booth to my left. I'm gonna meditate on this here breakfast. I'm gonna hesitate on everything else. I've got a big old plate of existential wonder. I'll finish it all by myself. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Right. Are we back? Planet Green Trees. All right.
Check.
We're gonna need Michael to come on back here, but yeah, we have more people here that want to give a little input and talk about the 420th show. We'll start off with Lindsay from Bake My Day. Lindsay, tell us about your company and let us know what you think about this 420th episode.
I think it's really great. It gives a voice to patients, caregivers. I really like the fact that you guys are like a pivotal part of the community that actually like patients, and you're like, you know, like champions for us. Like, it's a really nice voice for us. And, you know, Bake My Day, we try to do custom stuff like, you know, THC, CBD, you know, anything for the patients. We try to keep it, you know, even. So, MI Bake My Day, Instagram. But yeah, congratulations on the 420th show. You know, again, thank you again for being a pivotal part of the community, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bake My Day.
Thank you, Lindsay. All right. Hey, we have Leon here from Allper Plus. Leon, introduce yourself and your company, and let Michael know what you think about the 420th.
Yeah, man, absolutely, you know. Yeah, I'm Leon with Allper Plus organic insecticide that's made here in Detroit. We're in most of the hydroponic stores here, and I want to thank Tony especially for bringing our products here in the store. And also I want to thank you guys for doing a fantastic job, man. I mean, to have such a dedication for that long shows that you really believe in what you're doing. And thanks for bringing such a wonderful information to the people here in Michigan. Because, you know, it's definitely important to have voices like you guys here to bring this, you know, information to people who are in need of these useful stuff. So thank you guys again, and continue doing it, man. You know, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
Yeah, much love, Leon. We appreciate you, brother.
My dear friend, Jamie Fricke, is taking over the microphone. It's somewhere buried in the episodes of 420. There's some ranting of some kind, I'm sure, about some of her challenges and whatnot, but all resulting with victories nonetheless. Welcome, Jamie. Thanks for coming out and sharing the special moments with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here to join you guys for the 420th episode, correct? I've been here, on the 100th, so this is pretty cool to be back for this. I'm glad.
Guest many times, been in the spaceship at various locations, I know. You would be a certain person that we've been in the archives, and we've got you many times, you know.
Monumental moments.
Sure. Monumental.
Right.
And I'm really glad that we had this victory, and you know, we need to work on expungement, so we're still plowing forward. It's not the end, but
no.
I mean, we definitely have a victory under our belt this year.
We do. And still, people don't understand. Still a lot of work to be done, you know. But
Amen.
And maybe there's a need for a little more PGT, right? At least a couple more episodes,
absolutely.
Right?
There's a lot bigger community. We have to still keep growing it.
Free the weed, as we say.
Free the weed.
Hey, introduce Tony.
I'm sorry. Oh, of course, the host of the mostest of any kind of PGT event that could ever take place. There's no other place to really do it other than right here at Grow Green in
This is your
Whitmore
place.
Lake.
Yeah,
Tony's place.
This place is a bomb.
It's the
Thank
bomb.
you, my brother.
And Alan has pulled up a chair too.
And Tony is here. Let Tony finish. Tony, thank you for having us. Second time live from the Grow Green. Thanks for having us. And there's a whole thing going on out here, the spread that is outstanding. Thanks for hosting.
Thank you, Michael. As we're very much part of the community, we want to grow the community. So we actually had our growers' night going on tonight, and then we were so fortunate that you chose our location to have the podcast tonight, and bringing this many people and having the food and the drinks and the community just networking together is really what I'm truly trying to. It's beautiful, really. And if we stay together as one as we are trying to figure out what that next step is, it's to continuously grow the community.
Right.
So you selecting Grow Green for your 420 episode, bless you, my brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So, Tony, what do you have? What do you have coming up here next?
Great question, Jamie. Obviously, tonight was our growers' night. Advanced nutrients, precision. They do extraction equipment, high quality stuff we're talking about. We also had Rick from Hortilux, where we're supporting brands of quality. They actually supported this entire event for us here at Grow Green and helped take care of all the food and all of the condiments that we're enjoying for the drinks. So our next event is May 4th. We have our Spring Expo. We got probably over 95 vendors out there. Wow. And what makes this event so interesting is now it's not just Leon's going to be out there and some of the other grow supplies that we sell in our store, but more people from the community are going to be at this event. You know, we have security companies. We also have people that might be having seeds. You know, cross-training people that have the trinkets and the people that give back their gift to the community. They're going to be at that event. Wow. So very much family friendly. We have it. We have face painters out there for the kids. We have a bounce house for the kids. It's not like a High Times Cannabis Cup where it's just a big smoke room. It's going to be a very free event so that we all can enjoy it.
Yeah, totally.
And I think what's most beautiful about it is cannabis is free now. We're past prohibition. So if I had a jar and I wanted to hand you a bud, I can freely do it. So
right.
God bless you. So May 4th is our going to be our Spring Expo. We do another one in the fall, but I'll tell you, we got some great presenters out there. I think Michael's going to be talking a little bit, and there's just a lot of great education with the presentation. So thanks again for coming out.
Tony, if I could say the best thing about Grow Green, in my opinion, is the staff here, because you have a very knowledgeable staff. So if you have a problem with one specific problem, say cloning, for example, they'll tell you go and talk to this person. But they can tell you that if you have a problem, say with spider mites, you go and talk to this person and they'll help you. And that's what's the best thing about this store is your knowledgeable staff, they're experienced, they know the business, and I want to thank you for having such a knowledge base here.
You got to say something about the sheer size of this place, though.
The world's largest high.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, 25,000 square feet, everybody.
Wow.
You know, as we're talking about the staff, I get the biggest kick out of doing this for 10 years now, is I watch people out in the customers shopping in the store and they're just connecting on each other, you know. So having the right people and the right ability to help all you folks out, you know, as we look for places to grow the community, Grow Green's like where you feel friend, and then you're gonna get a good vibe, and honestly, you're getting what you need to grow your supplies, but you're also figuring out some of those personal challenges you might be having. So thank you again for definitely, this is a beautiful event we're doing here.
Yeah, Tony, thank you.
Let me add this, that I'm a huge critic of chairs. This is a really comfortable chair. Not that it matters, but the back feels great in it, you know, it's
Ergonomics is important, comfort,
Yes.
you know,
Amen.
positive vibes, you know, definitely on that side.
I was just going to say it's definitely where we shop.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys so much.
So anybody can sell equipment, but to go above and beyond by hosting events like this, that's
That's
really what
great.
separates,
Are the chairs for
an
sale?
average merchant from the really above and beyond. So
Community oriented.
Yeah. As a community, we'll all find a way to pass our credits back and forth, but what the most important credit is that we all stay connected. So again, it's just, you know, having so many different supplies and all the new technologies and the brands that are going to be with you forever and ever. It's like we had Rick up there talking tonight from Hortilux, and we were trying to explain to somebody, it's like, you can buy a great car that you know your wife is going to drive and it's not going to have a problem, or you can buy that thing that might need a little bit of fixing, and that might be that Chinese knockoff. So, you know, picking that brand and having the right thing so that you just have great results is really where you should be looking at.
talk about having great results. 420 episodes. Michael, I know there's got a bunch of people here that want to speak, so I just wanted to stop by, offer my congratulations and thanks. I've been to more than half of these, I believe, over the years.
Wow.
many more than half probably.
Yep.
Wow.
So all the way back from Detroit. Remember when we broadcast from Hazel Park for a while?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
And Woodward Health Solutions when we did that. Remember when we went out to the restaurant? We did those at the Italian restaurant.
Maris.
Oh my goodness.
Where's that place?
Maris, 12 and Maris.
Maris.
12 and Coolidge.
That was Jamie's favorite. One of the real treasures of the 420 episodes is those shows that Rick was on and he did the news. There's like the headlines of what was going on at the time as well. It's another, great segment. Does the news outstanding, but
these shows are mile markers of history. They
documenting like those top stories that week or month and those things that were going on, and So so Rick, thank you for being there with us and making the record, as we like to say.
You know it.
Love it by Alan.
We're all very happy to be where we're at right now, and it's because of the work of everybody in this room and many, many more that have got here. So congrats again to the whole team.
That's the cool thing about weed is it brings all these people together that wouldn't talk to each other, wouldn't talk about each other, wouldn't have nothing to do with each other. But they'll smoke a joint with each other, and you can't get much more intimate than that with your clothes on.
It's true.
And it's legal.
And it's
amazing.
safe.
We're not allowed.
We're
not to speak about conspiracy theories.
Feels good and good for you.
Alan Peisner, I'm going to have you. Alan kind of became a semi-regular until he started to take over the show. Alan learned that I was collecting all the marijuana cases, and I had this plethora of a library, and he heard about this and took that over. Just didn't ask me, just took it over, and now he's the guy that's got the library of every single marijuana case that ever came out. He challenged everyone. If the case comes out and you find it before me, I'll give you a
joint.
A beer.
It was a beer originally, but now it's a joint. Post a new case before me and you got a joint from me.
And he oftentimes will call on the show and pretend that he's a bugler. I mean, he's brought a bugle and stuff to the show with gloves and stuff, weird. But anyways, he does the appellate update regularly, very concise in the IRAC format, which is issue, rule, analysis, and conclusion, and a usual personal opinion about the decision. But it's a good segment of the show too, kind of updating and not making me do the analysis. I always appreciate that. Thank you.
And I just point out that I posted 2 cases today. If you're a member of Safer Michigan,
You did. Sorry.
Or
we love you, Alan.
thank you. And the cases.
Read everyone.
Yes.
Repeat the theme that we've seen too many times in the last 10 years. We're still punishing people for cannabis. And one of the cases I posted today, McKinley, the guy got 24 to 72 months
It's legal.
for
It's
possession
legal
and
now.
delivery. But what
Legal.
happened was they saw him selling. They got an undercover snitch to buy from him. They did surveillance. And they prosecuted him for delivery and gave him prison time. The thing is that other people are playing to pay with the MMFLA and could do it legally if they had,
What if you gave him $66,000?
Right, but this guy got
Maybe they give him a license.
24 months in the 24 months. If he just does the minimum, it's going to cost the state about $90,000 to keep him there.
Oh, if he's smart, it'll cost him a lot more than that.
Yeah. What about the other case, the probation violation?
Yeah, the other case, we had a guy who had a plea agreement for a drunk driving case where the plea agreement was 1 year in jail. And while he was on bond, he allegedly violated his bond by smoking marijuana. Now, he supposedly had a card, but the bond said it doesn't matter, you can't smoke marijuana. And this particular court has a policy of no medical marijuana unless it's specifically approved. So they revoked the plea agreement because he smoked the marijuana on bond, and he got
They revoked the agreement.
Right, and he got a really big prison sentence. I think it was like 5 to 20 years.
He was guaranteed a year.
Right, but he got 5 to 20.
In the county.
Was it 5 to 20?
what?
Correct my memory. I posted
It was
today. I
terrible,
forgot.
whatever it was.
What county was this?
Something to
Monroe,
20.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm staying out of Monroe.
Hold on, wait. The significance of this was that if the idea, Alan, would be if you have a card, no court can tell you, it can tell you all kinds of things, but they can't punish you because you are immune from arrest, prosecution, or penalty of any kind. If you have a card and you are in conformity with the volume limitations, and we're talking about the internal ingestion is not a act that even debates what the volume limitations are. It's something that a patient who has a card can do, and therefore they are presumptively engaged in the medical use of marijuana. You can't hurt them after that. That's the rule. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. Where'd you get that outfit? That looks pretty cool.
Very nice. I got it at the Komorn Law Office. And finally, I should point out there was a federal case about 2 weeks ago, U.S. versus Mills, where they talk about the knock and talk and when that can be not a consent situation. Normally, when the police come up and they do a knock and talk, they consider it not a search, they consider it a consent situation. The police don't need probable cause. But in this case, U.S. versus Mills, which I actually posted a couple weeks ago, I encourage people to read it. The police did a knock on the door, the guy didn't answer. Meanwhile, they're raiding nearby apartments, and they've got warrants for other nearby apartments and glasses breaking, and the police want to know who's in this place, and they want to clear it out in every way. So 15 minutes later, they knock on the door again. This time, these guys come out, and when they come out, they immediately want to do a pat-down search to protect themselves, and when they pat these guys down, they find marijuana on them. And of course, that led to...
It's legal now, isn't it?
I know.
Okay.
Federal case.
But it's a federal case. And in any event, this court held that second knock and talk was not right. Was beyond the consent area. It was a compulsive seizure, and everything beyond that was tossed from evidence.
Good.
All right. So, providing the live music tonight.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alan. Providing the live music tonight and wanting to chime in on 420 episodes.
Wow.
Nick Zettel is joining us.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for listening. I appreciate all of you, and a really big congratulations to Michael and Planet Green Trees. And I've been able and fortunate to get out to a handful of the broadcasts over the years. So to know that this has been going on 420 weeks in a row, really pretty monumental and momentous occasion here tonight. So it just feels good to be here. This Grow store, really, Grow Green can't be understated how awesome and big this place is.
Right.
Well, thank you for
Can you
showing up.
overstate it either?
And the music performance today was outstanding. Appreciate you bringing all your talent out and sharing with us tonight. I know you have been on a lot of shows in the past, and I don't know if they were for specific reasons. Maybe some hash bash.
I don't know if there's a specific reason I'm here right now.
No. Like as it goes, you just showed up and decided you were going to be on, and that's good. I like that about you. Just one of the things you're, just assertive.
For a point of interest, just let people know about your customized degree from U of M.
Yeah, I majored in sex, drug, and rock and roll, and did most of my studies in the field. No, it's not true.
I wrote the book.
Clearly. No, we drew a lot from John and his experiences, and I actually got a degree in American culture, and so, to be a part of this movement and to, be involved with Hash Bash every year, at least I believe I'm putting my degree to use.
And you were leading up the Students for Sensible. What did your thing for?
Yeah, Students for Sensible Drug Policies, an international organization of students and young people working to end the war on drugs,
Sure.
and not just legalizing marijuana. Decriminalizing drugs and advocating for harm reduction
Sure.
in other drugs, and advocating for looser restrictions on psychedelic research. We talk about 420 on Saturday, but tomorrow's Bicycle Day, and that's in commemoration of the day Albert Hoffman discovered LSD and its hallucinogenic
Rode his bike
effects.
home.
Rode his bike home. So if you're celebrating, be safe, wear your helmet.
Supposed to rain
Enjoy
tomorrow.
yourself.
Nothing in what you
Have
warn
a
people
warm,
of.
dry place to go.
He didn't have no stinking helmet.
Nowhere in that warning was the suggestion that people not take LSD and ride their bike, though, was it?
That was not. I did
Never.
not.
Okay,
No,
so
I would
make sure.
never suggest people.
Because he made it
not
home
take
safely.
LSD and ride their bike.
He made it home safely.
Well, he made it home safely. He discovered there were some psychedelic properties a few days before, and decided to take what he thought was a controlled and threshold dose, and it ended up being maybe 2 or 3 modern day hits. And so on his ride home, had a little bit of trouble, had to call his assistant, but then once a doctor came and said, your vitals are fine, you're okay, he settled into his trip a little bit, and he's been involved in research.
That's
and trying
tomorrow,
to
Nick?
understand it since. 4/19, April 19th is Bicycle
Oh, I
Day.
saw your post about 419, and I didn't know what it meant. Now I do. I'm going to add that to my annual list of celebratory days.
There you go.
I love Dr. Hoffman.
Friday, Saturday, we got a good weekend ahead of us. Easter on Sunday, if you're into that kind of thing.
Is there some part of this that involves the celebration of a bicycle? I want it to be. So try to.
Yeah, I think it's just a nice, kind of, almost code word. Same with 420. It's meet at 420.
But don't you have to have a bicycle? That's what I'm saying. Do people have to bike?
No, you have to have.
What do you mean, no?
You have to have LSD, I suppose, to celebrate bicycle.
Right, one or the other.
Right, but you can stick to your bike if you want.
Yeah.
Go out for a ride.
James.
Just saying, be safe.
Jamie,
Yes.
I got a poem that's dedicated to Dr. Hoffman.
Let's hear it.
It's kind of short.
Awesome.
You made me think of it today. Let me see if I can recall it to memory. They say one day in the early 60s, after Timothy Leary turned him on to LSD, Allen Ginsberg went up to Monk's Place in the West 60s to introduce the great master to the wonders of modern chemistry and left Monk with a dose of the excellent product of the Sandoz laboratories, all the way from Switzerland. And when he went back to check up on Thelonious, Monk opened the door as far as the chain would allow, peered out at Ginsberg, and asked with a slight frown, "Man, have you got any more of that stuff?" So far, it don't seem to be making too much of a difference to me. Monk in orbit. That was on topic, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was off topic, but you were going.
Everything is on topic.
That's how, yeah. That's how.
420. Hey, I wanted to say one thing I've been dying to say all night, and I'm not trying to shift your direction or anything, but, you know, I happen to be a pioneer of podcasting. I just, this weekend, when I'm at the 420 Festival, I'll be recording my 803rd program.
Nice. Yeah.
Radio Free Amsterdam.
You've had the
Radio
smart
Free Amsterdam. I go back.
and the 710 already, too.
Yeah. I've been around the clock.
Been there for a while.
I do it every week, every Monday. Now I have my own whole radio station. I got 12 other disc jockeys besides me. And I put up 2 hours of music every day at 4:20 a.m. and 4:20 p.m. I wanted to throw that in there.
Oh, very cool. I knew that. We should bring that up.
Who's on the playlist for today? Who you start off with in the morning? Just curious. Share your musical.
Oh, today. I don't know what day is today. Thursday. Thursday is my jazz day. I have a program called Jazz at Daybreak with a great disc jockey from Chicago named Leslie Caros. And then I have a rerun of programs originally made in 1990 by George Klein at WEMU called The Groove Yard. And it's modern jazz. So on Thursday, there's 2 hours of jazz. Tomorrow, there'll be weirdness.
Very cool.
For example.
Freaky Friday.
But I do this for fun and also to put the music out today. So in case anybody ever wants to hear Miles Davis, they'll know where to find him. You know, Muddy Waters, who have you.
So
I know what 420 programs means.
Sure.
It's a beautiful achievement.
We're happy that you're here to celebrate it with us
I'm
today.
so happy you
Thank you
asked
very
me.
much.
I've been here on the phone, but it wasn't nothing like this.
No.
This is the most impressive audience I've ever seen at a podcast in my life.
Right. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
We've done a lot of radio stations where they've had, 3-4 microphones in a studio full of 6 people.
Right.
Everybody in the studio shows up.
I never seen nothing like this. This is great.
So Eric wanted to fill in a couple more things that he...
Oh, I just wanted to say, Michael, earlier I didn't get a chance to say that on behalf of all the patients and the caregivers that you stood up for in this 10 years of warfare, my friend, you shined. You really did. You are a wizard among attorneys, and I really just appreciate you, brother. You are, a hardworking counsel. You've spent countless hours consoling patients and people that have been brutalized by police over the last 10 years, my family included, and many others. And so, for that, Michael, we owe you a great amount of gratitude and appreciation for the fight. You stuck it out. You battled your way through, and you're a real champion. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Amen.
And I give whatever that Eric spread it to the people that are from Komorn Law, because I'm not easy to get along with, and they've been put up with me. Steve Miller, I hear laughing loudly. What? Wait, no. Anyways.
It's hard to keep them in line.
Right.
We do it.
And then there was honey. That's all I gotta say. All right, sister, good. Get enough? We got it good? Anybody else? Come on. Anybody want to come forward and blah, blah, blah. All right, good.
Who wants to come forward and congratulate Mike
just
Planet
whatever.
Green Trees?
Get
Whatever.
bad others. Okay.
Open mic.
Well, thank you, everybody. Tony,
Shut it down.
Van Gersh, everyone.
Mr. Hash Bash, Adam Brook, the legendary John Sinclair, Rick Thompson.
Big Daddy, Rick Thompson.
Papa Grande.
You know, we usually say we've launched. I think we're still in mid-flight, actually.
Amen.
On the
Good
show.
stuff. 4, 2, 1. The important thing about these things, 4, 2, 1.
That's right, 4, 2, 1.
The next one.
Maybe we can get an invite on the John Sinclair podcast. I didn't know, there was a possibility. Oh, we're just kidding. We'll,
840, the second 420.
Right, exactly. On the,
Yeah, 420 times 2.
Right.
Yeah, the 840.
1600 and...
Make up some reason to celebrate.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Always a reason.
And have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
36-year-old Tom Crossman owns Rainbow Farms Campground. One of the people that Crossman lives with at the campground is 28-year-old Roland Rahm. Rahm's son was taken by authorities after Rahm and Crossland were arrested on drug charges following a May raid at the campground. Crossland has made it known that he just wants to be left alone, and he wants what he calls his family reunited.
This world is spinning too fast, it's like we out of control. All the rush, stress, and hate just ain't good for my soul. I need to chill out, sit back and lay low and get my buzz on. With my cuz on the shadow, so let that smoke blow.